some people have to put them into a pigeonhole. They have